artificial intelligence. So these are the upcoming topic which are coming in, which are going to fetch the job for you people. So then for that particular reason, so you can access these services which are there. Look for that particular service. If that particular service is free, you can utilize that particular service and use it. Okay, so then it will be helpful. So just I'm going to show you how the EC2 is going to be built. That is, the instance is going to be created, and with that particular instance, how we are going to run an application. So you can see it is EC2. So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. So when it goes to when you are going to click that particular EC2, so it will go to the dashboard. So you can see it here, this EC2 dashboard. So you can see it here. So how this particular EC2 is there, how many instances are running, whether any instances are already running. So what is the key pair, that is how we are going to give you the security purpose for that particular instances. What are the placement groups you are going to have? What is the snapshots you are going to have here, and how the volumes has been created. So if there is load balance, whether the load balancer is there. So if you want to create the load balancer, that is you are going the application dividing the application equally along all the users which you are going to have. So you can see it here that you are using the following EC2 resources in US East region. What this particular US East OYO region means is it is a data center. Because if you take the cloud service provider, the cloud service provider will be having the n number of data centers. So to list the number of data centers, you can check it out here. Okay, so at the right top corner, it is going to be there, right? So at the right top corner, you are going to have the East region. So US East one. So these are the number of data centers of Amazon. So along you can see it here. It is going to have the data center in Virginia. It is having the data center in Ohio. It is having the data center in California. So it is going to have the data center in origin. So if you take the African continent, it is having the data center in Cape Town. So if you take the Asia Pacific, so you can see it here. One of the data center of Amazon is in Mumbai. Okay, in India, if you take, so the data center which is available in India is in Mumbai. So you can see it here. So even in all other subcontinents, it is going to have the different data centers which are going to have. So these are the listed data centers which will be which the Amazon is having in these places. Okay, from these particular data centers, it is going to provide you the service. Okay, so now here when you are going to have, so you can see it here, it is highlighted in what? So it is highlighted as now US East region, because I'm using this particular Amazon service from where I'm going to use this particular Amazon service from US East region. That is, this particular Amazon EC2 resources is going to be located. I'm going to utilize this particular resources from the data center US, that is in the Ohio region. Okay, so now once you are this particular dashboard is there. So if you want to create a new instance, so just launch instance. So if you want to create the instance, just go for the launch instance, and you launch the instance here. So when you click on the launch instance, so that will launch the instances. So if it will tell you that, so what are the different type of virtual instances you have to create. So instances is nothing but what? It's the artificial environment or virtual machine, virtualization environment which you are going to have. So that is nothing but it is creating your now instance is nothing but what? We are creating one virtual environment to run an application. So our artificial environment which you are going to give. So you can see it here under AWS, under when you want to create the instances. So you are going to have Amazon Linux. You can see it here, it is free tier eligible. So what do you mean by free tier eligible? It tells that this particular instance can be created for free. So similarly, you can see it here, how many different operating system it is going to provide. It is going to provide up to 44. So out of 44, AMIs are there. AMIs is nothing but Amazon Machine Images. So AMI stands for Amazon Machine Images. So whatever the image you require, you can choose that particular image. So you choose it that when you are using the free version. So look into that. You are using the free tier eligible. Look into that. It is free tier eligible. So if you are going for other than free tier eligible, it will cost heavily. So even it will be cost on depending upon the hours. So if you so for particular reason, whenever you are creating that particular instances, you just look into that. It is a free tier eligible. So yesterday we have seen the Linux. So now let us see how the Windows instances can be created. So similarly, after turn, so when you want to create the instances, you can see it here. So Amazon Linux is there, Red Hat Linux is there, one more free tier eligible which is there. Another SUSE Linux is also there for free, and your Ubuntu server is also there for free. You can see it here. Windows Server 2019 base is there. So this is of one of the uh, uh, instance which has been which is under free tier eligible. Okay, so this particular instance, if you take this particular instance, is under free tier eligible. So now what you have to do is, when you are going to have this particular instance for free tier eligible, so this is also free tier eligible. If you take the Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base with containers, this also free tier eligible. So next, if you take what are the other instances which are free tier eligible, you can say that Debian Linux is there. It is also a free tier eligible. So next, if you take the Windows Server 20H2 core base, this is also free tier eligible. Server 2016 base, this is also free tier eligible. So these are some of the instances which are freely available. Okay, so let's, I'm going to create your one more instances here. That is, we are going to create this particular Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base instance. Okay, so first you select it. So when you select it, this particular instance will be this particular, it will take you to this particular screen. So it will tell you that choose an instant type. So you can see it here. It is by default, it is going to have family of type T2, and what is the type of the processor, you can define it. You can see it here. So it is the instance, that is that particular name of the instance is T2 instance. So what it is going to provide, it is going to provide a baseline level of CPU performance with the ability to burst above the baseline. That means what, even if you want to scale it up or down, so this particular instance can be used. So the baseline can be burst or gone by CPU credits. Okay, so this is a free tier. This particular instance is a free tier. Along with this one, these other things are there. T2 Nano is there, T2 Micro is there, T2 Small is there, T2 Medium is there, T2 Large is there. So apart from this one, if you select any, if you create the instances other than this free tier eligible, it is chargeable. So when you are creating an instance for your learning purpose also, so you choose the instance which is free tier eligible, So now you can see that the virtual CPUs, how many are there. So you can see that in this particular T2.micro. So the number of CPUs which is going to have here is 1. So if you take the T2 small, it is going to have. So if you take the T2 medium, in this particular instance, you are going to have the 2 CPUs running parallelly. So if you take the T2 large also, it is going to have 2 CPUs which is running parallel. So if you take the RAM space, so for that for T2 Nano, it is going to have 0.5 GB of memory, that is 512 MB of memory. So in free tier, they are going to give you about 1 GB of memory. Second, it is going to give 2 GB of memory, and 4 GB of memory, and 8 GB of memory. Okay, so next is EBS only, that is elastic base stack. The storage type which you are going to have is EBS storage. So it is optimizable, and whatever the networks you are going to provide by this particular service, it will be from low to moderate. So you are not going to get the high speed internet in this particular version of the instance. So the performance of the network, what they are going to provide is from low to moderate. So it is from low to moderate, it is going to be provided. So next, IPv6 support it is going to provide, because if you want to connect to the outside world, so if you want to connect to the outside world, so you can use that particular IPv6 addressing class, and you can exchange information through the instances. Okay, so that is how it will be done. So next, after that one, configure instance details. So if you take next, so you're going to have, so don't change anything since it is a free version. Okay, so if you change anything, since it is free, it's okay. So now the number of instances which is going to be created is 1. So by default, it is going to have the virtual communication, the network virtual private communication, which is going to have. So no preferences. When you want to have the subnet, so it tells that default subnet in any availability zone. So now, so default subnet which you are going to use in OYO region. So that is, so it will auto assign public IP. So whatever the IP is available, so it is going to provide that particular IP address in that one. So next, after having this particular default settings which are there, so next go for add storage. So when you go for add storage, it will be there. So in the root, under the root directory, you can have that the number of size which they are providing for this particular instance is 30 GB. 30 GB of space is provided for this particular type of instance. So now it will be an SSD type. So SSD type means it is a static one. So solid state devices, which is high performance. So now you can add new volume also. So if you want the add new volume, you can go with the cold hard disk drive. That is which you are going to use in your regular CPUs. So that also you can go with that one. So don't use this one because it will affect your performance, and they can charge that one. So for that one, you leave this particular thing as default. So now once it is done, so you're going to have the throughput not available. So next add tags is there, right? Add tags. So you're going to have this one. So you can add one dummy tag. So like what is the key? So SVC you can have. So I can give it demo of AWS. I can give it here. So demo of I will say Amazon Web Services I can give. So next it is doesn't matter. It doesn't affect any of the things. Okay. So next configure security group you have to give. So now you can see it here. It is telling it is RDP. So RDP stands for remote desktop connection. So that means you are going to connect to the different world outside this one. So it is going to the type of the protocol which it is using is TCP, and the port range which is communicating through which it is 3389. So can anyone know that how many number of ports are there in your TCP ports? When you talk about the ports, how many ports are there and how many reserved ports are there? Anybody knows the answer? Okay, so when you talk about the ports, so the number of ports which is going to have is around 65,536 ports are there. So it starts from port number 0 to port number 65,535. Okay, so now out of this particular port, 1,234 ports are reserved port. 1,224 ports are reserved ports. So what do you mean by reserved port? So in the reserved port, what will happen? So that particular port is specifically configured to have the communication with a dedicated task. So that particular port you cannot use it. So if you want to use it for other purpose other than if you want to use it for your research, then you have to purchase that particular port from the vendor. So you are going to have this particular port which Amazon Web Services has purchased, and it is communicating is 3389. So this is the port number, and the source is custom which you are going to have, and we are going to give the traffic all traffic you are going to give this particular IP address we are going to provide. So this particular IP address which specifies that 0 CIDR, which specifies that 0 classless interdomain routing protocol. So it tells you 0.0.0.0/0. That means it will allow traffic from anywhere through remote desktop connection. So this particular address, what it is going to do? So it is going to provide you the traffic from any place across the world through what? Through the remote desktop connection. So where you can communicate to the other part of the world. So this is the basic communication, basic configuration which you have to do when you want to create the instances. So once you have done with this particular thing, so next you are going to have the preview and launch. So when you preview and launch, this is what you are going to get. So next of having that one, you launch it. Okay, launch. So when you launch that one, it will ask for the existing key pair, because if you want to launch it, I want to have the existing pair. So I don't have any existing pair. I have to create a new key pair. So I will create a new pair. So just I will give that SVC123 as my key pair. Okay, key pair name. So it is going to generate one key pair that I have to download it. So just it has been downloading that particular key pair svce123.pem. So just that one you copy it onto the desktop. Once it is this particular key pair is been generated, so that particular key pair, what you are going to do is, so just you copy and paste it onto your desktop. Okay, just copy and paste to your desktop. That is svc1234.pem. What is the key pair which you are going to have. So now once it is done, so launch instances you are going to have. So once you launch the instances, it will go through this particular instance. So it is telling that your instances are now launching. That means it has to first initialize. So initialize, after initializing it, it has to launch it. So it will take around 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so 1 or 2 minutes it will take. You can see that particular dashboard where the EC2 is located. So if you take this, go to this particular EC2 dashboard. So this particular dashboard, it is telling. So you are going to have the number of instances which has been created. So it is not yet created. Number of things. It is just it is still initializing. So why it is not created till now? No matches found. So some occur has been occurred. So this particular instance will be created. So it has to initialize there. So it is loading the instance. You can see it here. So it is loading this particular instance. Okay. So you can see it here. It is initializing. So once it will take around 2 or 3 minutes to initialize. Okay. So meantime, if you are going to have this one, so these are the dashboard. So the events which you are going to have. So you can see that AMI is there. So that is Amazon machine images which are there here. So in the Amazon machine images, what it is going to have is, so if you run that particular instance, and if you are making any changes in that particular instance for to develop some applications, you are going to make some changes. So when you are making some changes, what will happen? Once you close that particular instance, it will go to the default state. So whatever the changes you are going to have and whatever the applications you have been installed and in that particular instance to work on, that will be gone. So now that particular feature also I should be saved. So when you are going to have to save that particular changes in the instance, then I have to create one AMIs, that is Amazon machine images. I have to create it. So that you have to do. So now when you are going to create the instances, the instance can be in either of the state. Either it may be a start state, either it can be stop instances, either it can terminate the instances. Okay. So now whenever you are going to use for free tier, my sincere suggestion is whenever you are completed with the work, you go to that instance and delete that particular instance, because in a free version, if you create any instance, so it will give you the instance for 750 hours for free. So the number of the total time which the instance is provided for you for free time, the free time is 750 hours. So even if they create the instance, and if that particular instance is running, it will calculate depending upon the number of hours it has been taken to initialize. So the total number of hours where the instance is going to be given is here, it is 750 hours. So after 750 hours, it is going you are going to be charged. That you have to keep in mind. So only for 750 hours it will be free. So after 750 hours it will be charged. So even within 1 year, if you are completing that particular 750 hours of instance running, then after 750 hours, whatever the amount, without your knowledge, it is going to be be charged. So that's how it will be done. So still it is initializing. So we do see to it that, and they have number of actions which you're going to have, like what are the instance settings you are going to have. So you can have the attached to auto scaling group, terminate production. That means when you are going to terminate that one, so you have to give the production for that particular termination by the other person. So you should have that particular feature also. And then you are going to have the networking support for your instance which have been created. So we can have that we can attach the network interface also, and I can detach the network interface also. So then you can have the manage the IP address also there. So then you can provide the security for your data which have been provided. You can generate the Windows password also. You can modify the identity access management role also. So you can go with image and templates. So if you go with the image and templates, so you can create a new image also. You can create template for that particular instance also, and you can monitor and troubleshoot. It is going to have the get the system log. So in the system log, what it will tell that for how many hours that particular instance has been running. So what are the work you have been done, and what are the sites you have been used. So those things will be logged into your system log. So even the log is there in your system also normally. So that is nothing but your cookies. It will give you that what are the recent. If you go to your Internet and Explorer folder, that will give you that what are the website you have been recently visited. So these are the places where your hackers will look into your system. Because when you want to hack your system, when I come and when I enter into your system, I will just look into your temporary internet files. So in the temporary internet files, I come to know that what are the different sites you have been visited recently. When I come to know that one, I come to know that what are the different activities you are doing. So those things will be you should be careful when you are using it. Okay. So next, still it is initializing. Let us see that whether it is created or not. So I will refresh it. So once if you refresh it, if it is cleared, it will be telling some other things. Okay. So it is 2.2 check passed. Okay. So your whatever the instance you have been created, that is 2.2 status check passed, and that particular instance has been created. So now to launch this particular instance, okay, to launch this particular instance, select this particular instance here at the left side. So select this particular instance and connect. Okay, so if you connect, so the type of instance which you are going to connect is remote desktop client. Remote desktop client. So once you get that one, you download that particular remote desktop file. So that particular remote desktop file will be downloaded. This is your virtual machine which have been created. Okay. So now once it is done, so next you are going to have the get password. So because you have downloaded the ppm, so now for that one you get the password. So when prompted, connect to your instance using the following details. Okay. So that particular remote desktop you have to connect, you have to open it. So before opening that particular instance, I want to get the password because I have generated the key pair. With the help of the key pair, I have generated one IPM. So with that IPM, from that particular IPM, I have to generate the password. Okay. So to that one, you just go and type get password. So if you give get password, it will act for key pair associated with this particular instance is SVC123. That whatever we have been created new. So just to browse it and you attach that particular key pair. So it will be on desktop. Okay. So it will be in desktop. That particular key pair is in the desktop. SVC123 pair. So just open it. Okay. So once it is done, decrypt this particular password. So when you decrypt this particular password will be enabled. You copy this particular password. Password copied. So it will display the password here. This particular password you have to copy it. Okay, this particular password you have to copy it. Once you have copied it, you launch your instance. So go to this particular EC218 which you have been downloaded. So just launch it. Once you launch it, it will ask. Don't ask me for connection to this computer. Okay, so just connect here. So when you are connecting it here, it will ask for the password, administrative password. So what are the password you have been generated here? Okay, you have generated some password here. So that particular password which you have been generated, that you paste it here. That particular password you are going to paste it here. Once you paste it here, okay, just okay. So just I'm going to tell that remember my credentials here. So just press OK. So once it is okay, it will ask for this one. So just click it, or if you don't want it, you use it. Okay, yes. So now your instance is created and it is creating the instance type. So now you can see it here. Your instance is being created and your Windows screen is uploaded. So that is virtual artificial environment has been created for this one. Okay. So now you can see. So it is setting up the personalized environment for your Windows to work with. Okay, you can see it here. So whatever the virtual instances you have been created, here it is here. So you can have all the features of the Windows. Okay, Windows 2009. You can see it here. Accessories is there. So server manager is there. Windows Shell is there. Windows Shell. So you install some of the applications, or you can generate. You can have the development platform here, and you can use it, and you can deploy it. So you can have the Internet Explorer here. So you can have the instances which are files which are going to have. File Explorer is there for this one. You can have this one. Since it has been allocated, how much space it is going to allocated. So it is going to be allocated with 30 GB of space. So you can see it here. You can create a folder here also. So just you can create a new folder, SVC. You can use it. So now I will use that particular folder. So you can run some applications inside that one if you want to store some data there. So then group new, what are the different items are there. So you can see it here. Desktop document is there. Bitmap image is there. So some rich text documents is there. Compressed zip folder is there. By default, some of the services your Windows is going to provide. Now, once you have done this one, this is the virtual Windows 2019 server which is running now. So you can use both your operating system. Now this is my original operating system which I am running this particular instance. This is your virtual desktop, virtual operating system which will be running. So this is how the instance will be created. So similar to this one, I can create my Linux instance also. I can create my another that is your Mac system also. Because why we want to do this one is, so if you are developing a new instance, for example, if I want to build an application, when you want to build an application, I will build the application, and the same applications I am going to use in Mac OS and Linux OS and under Linux OS, and I have to run it on the Mac OS and Windows OS. Now, what is the problem I am going to have? So if I don't have the virtual system, I have to look for the system which is there of Mac OS system differently, Linux OS system differently, and my Windows operating system separately. Now, again, the same application has to be deployed in all these three systems. And I have to check that whether those applications are working fine or not. Now, what it will make at the time, so I have to configure, I have to bring that, I have to search for that particular type of a system, and then I have to run the application on that particular system, which is time consuming. To overcome that particular time consuming, I'm going to make use of the instances. So this is nothing but your instances which you are going to have. So if you say the display settings also, you can change it. It is similar to your normal desktop system, where normal operating system which you are going to have in your system. So this is how you are going to create the instance and how you are going to deploy the instance. And even inside the instance, you can you people can execute the application. You can install the operating, you can install the softwares, and by having the different libraries which you are going to have, with the help of the libraries, you can access the resources which is inside this particular instance also. So if you have the Java code and Eclipse, so if you have the Java code, then using the Java Eclipse, so if you have the APIs to access the AWS, so using that particular APIs, you can access the information which is residing inside this particular instance. Okay, so that's how you can build your own instances. So you can see it here, 10:13 a.m. Why it is 10:30 a.m.? Can anyone tell? Because this particular data center is working from Ohio. Since this particular data center is working from Ohio, the time zone will be different. Okay, so the time zone will be different since this particular data centers is working from the different zone. So even if it is working in Indian zone, this particular data center, if it is working in the Indian zone, then it is going to display the timing with respect to the India. So since this particular this particular instance is running from Ohio region, from the Ohio data center, so this is display. This is what is display the different data, different timing. Okay, so this you can disconnect the remote desktop connection again. So you can press OK. So that is going to terminate that particular connection. So once it is done, so since it is already downloaded, you can go and again you can. So you can go and you can start it again. So this particular instance is already created. So again, you can use that particular same password and same. So hence you have been already saved that particular instance. Again, with that particular image only, you can open that particular operating system. So that is created. That is done. Okay. So now this is how the instance is created, and it is how it will be deployed. So this is what the advantages which you are going to have in your cloud. Okay. So now my suggestion is, once you have been created, okay, once you have been created, so once you make sure that you are going to delete that particular instances. Okay, make sure that you are going to delete that particular instances. So to delete the instances, go to this particular thing. So you can see it here. So the number of instances which are running is 1. So I have created the instance. That particular instance is running already. So now keep in your mind that if it is in the running mode, so that is nothing but what? So but total number of hours which is consuming 750. So if I create 10 instance, if it is running for 75 hours, means your 750 hours is gone. Okay, so you keep in mind of that one. Okay, so for that particular reason, what I'm going to do is, whenever I require to work with respect to that particular instance, I will create the instance for that one for my research or some other operations which I need to do. Then I'm going to terminate that particular instance. Okay, then I'm going to terminate that particular instance. So this is how you have to go. So if not, if it is running state only, if you go and close your browser and if you go out, so it will be the running state only. If it is running, if I have tomorrow, you will come, and if you now if it is running, So then if it is up and if that particular instance is running, so if today, for example, today evening I'm going to close this browser,